Thank you for tuning into this video. This is a continuation of video 4, and we're going to be getting to the Gregg Shorthand alphabet here in just a little bit, but I'm still making a comparison between our Longhand and Gregg Shorthand to show the viewer the advantages of learning Gregg Shorthand, and the speed is just phenomenally much more greater than writing in Longhand. So if you're a professional journalist or court reporter, you above other people will see the greatest need in your profession for this. I think I left off with the word shorthand itself, and now I want to go to a word that, once again, just a few more words before we get to the Gregg Shorthand alphabet to show you the great speed advantage that we have with writing in shorthand. Let's look at one word like the word immediate. I'm having to write on a slant. I can't get right in front, so if it just appears that with writing on a slant like this, if it appears like it's not as neat as it should be, I'm sorry. I have to kind of stay out of the way of the camera. Look at the word immediate and look at all these alphabets that I had to write to get to that word. And Gregg Shorthand, it's just simple like this, immediate. Now, had I been on, and in the Gregg Shorthand alphabet, this is E-M-E, immediate. Had I been writing with pen and ink, when I've got that pen in my hand, and because I only have a little space to write this, I'm writing it extra big so you can see it as a viewer on this board. But that would just be so quick on a piece of paper. As soon as you hear that word immediate. And look, you couldn't even think of writing that word. Just writing that one word alone in a sentence that somebody may utter. And by the way, every word that you have uttered or ever could utter in the English language can be written in Gregg Shorthand. So you see how much more quicker this is here to write the word immediate in Gregg Shorthand. Now suppose this was immediately. Immediately. Well, all you would do to write that word, you would write it, actually you'd write it the same, and you'd put just an extra little E at the end of it. Let me do a better job of that. Immediately, you'd have an extra little E there. E-M-E, and another little E on the top. That would be immediately. E-M-E, and another little E on the top. By the way, most words in Gregg Shorthand, this is another rule I'm going to throw at you. You see how that ends with L-Y? Well, most words in Gregg Shorthand, if a word ends in L-Y, usually in Gregg Shorthand, it will end in an E. Let's look at the word, for instance, partly. P-A-R-T-L-Y. Partly. That ends with L-Y. Well, partly in Gregg Shorthand would be this. It's just that quick. And once again, I'm writing it slow because I'm having to write it extra big. But on a pen and paper, oh, that would just be done so quickly because you only got a little bitty tiny place to stroke at. I'm just, like I said, once again, I'm just making it extra big so that you, the viewers, can see it. But that's any word that ends with L-Y, you usually end it with an E. So if I'm reading Gregg Shorthand, whenever I see that it ends in an E, chances are it's because that word ends with L-Y. Let's look at a few more here. And I promise you we are going to be getting to the alphabet here in just a little bit. Let's look at the word, for instance, sunflower. That's the word sunflower in shorthand, but watch this. If you have to write it in longhand, look how much more longer this takes. Oh, got to bring down the voice. You see how much more longer that took than actually writing it in Gregg Shorthand? Let me give you another example. I mean, the speed is just, nobody can refute that. The speed is just phenomenal. I think I covered the word railroad. Let me cover it one more time. Railroad. Well, I'm going too high here on the board. Got to go a little bit lower for your camera to get it. Railroad. R-A-I-L-R-O-A-D. But guess what? In shorthand, just two R's. That's it. That's railroad. Okay, let's look at the word in court. You have a lot of phrases. such as Your Honor. Now that's a phrase in a courtroom that court reporters have to, whether they're using a steno machine or whether they're using pen and ink, they have to rewrite that. I mean, that is one repetitive phrase, Your Honor this, Your Honor this, that, objection, Your Honor. So a court reporter wants to write that in the most quickest brief form they can. Using the Gregg Shorthand alphabet to write the word Your Honor, let me put some lines here. The word you or your in Gregg Shorthand is an upside down U that's tilted to the side. It's like a little upside down U. That's your, and you'd write O-N-R. That's honor. That's honor in Gregg Shorthand. I wish I didn't have to write from the side like this. It's a little bit difficult to be precise because I'm over here on an angle having to do this. Your honor. Honor. O-N-R. See, it's writing from the side here is just not too good for your sake. O-N, I'm having to R. That's honor. Your honor. Let me try to do a better job of that here. I'm going to have to come up with something a little bit new where I don't have to be so much on a slant here. Okay, let's see. Your honor. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I just didn't have it on the line. Your honor. Now that didn't take much long to write in comparison to what I had to write these two words. But there is a shorter way if you want to write the word Your Honor in brief form. The brief form for Your Honor would be your H. In other words, you just put that in there. Remember, the rule of the period. One of the rules of the dot is that if it's above a line, which this is above a line, then that's an H. If it's below the last alphabet, let's see, this is will in Gregg Shorthand, a simple L. But if you put this here, it's willing instead of just will. But in Gregg Shorthand, going back to the word, let's look at the word home. H-O-M. You see, when you put it above, it's an H. When you put it below, it's I-N-G. So that would be H-O-M-I-N-G, homing. Well, when you put it in the middle of an alphabet like that, it can stand, because if it's above this line here, that can also stand for an H. But we looked a while ago, words like California, Magnolia, anything that ends with that ya, if you enclose it in the alphabet, it would have that sound. But as a brief form for Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor. I mean, it's just that quick. I mean, look at how long it took us to write that out. But once again, using the full alphabet of the Gregg Shorthand, if you wrote Your Honor, you'd write Your Honor. It's a little R there. Your Honor. Your Honor. And this is the brief form. Your Honor. I like the brief form, don't you? I like something that's quicker and faster. Your Honor. Actually, you're writing the word your, or that could actually be the word you. You or your is wrote like a little slanted upside down U. But then, of course, on the lines of your tablet, it would only be 1/3 of the way up. You wouldn't come half the way or all the way. You'd make it like 1/3 of the way up. Okay. So you see how we can use the alphabet to write it out fully, or we can come up with a brief form. How about objection, Your Honor? Now watch this. Objection, Your Honor. Now you can write objection, Your Honor, like that. This is the word ob, O-B-J-E-K, and remember T-I-O-N, that little slant? When it ends like that, that could either be S-H, or it could be T-I-O-N, or T-I-A-L. So we can write objection, Your Honor, like that. But suppose we wanted to come up with a briefer form, because look, in courtrooms, you've got both the prosecuting attorney and the defendant's attorney, and both of them are saying, objection, Your Honor, objection overruled, objection, Your Honor. So there's a brief form to write, objection, Your Honor. Let's see. Okay. Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. See, all we're doing is writing the word ob, your, and we're putting an H in there. So we're doing a brief form. So that is the importance, and I'm looking at my time now, and this video has already run over 10 minutes. So I'm going to have to take it up on the next one. So please stay tuned for the next one.